Hello. Yeah, you're really good about keeping track. This is like I've unmuted every time and y'all are talking. Hello, humans. I'm back. We're back. It's been a bit. When was the last time we streamed? No. We haven't streamed since I moved, so it would be since last year. Yeah, since like mid-December, maybe even sooner. Moving's hard. Honestly, the moving company made it worse. I have some gripes about them, but I don't know if we want to talk about that here. Also, the music's too loud. I know, right? But for context, why we started to get consistent and then just dropped out of the face of the earth. Yeah, I moved. I got hired by Blizzard full time. I got the job offer at the end of summer, and I knew that I was going to be starting in January. And yeah, over the end of the last week of December, I packed all my shit up and then moved down to Washington. I'm currently living in a new place down in Irvine. It's really nice, way fancier than anywhere I've ever lived in my life. And it took forever, and I'm just now settled enough to actually start thinking about doing something routine. I will stab you next time you visit. If you ever visit instead of forgetting our frickin' lunch date, you prick. I wanted chicken. And then you just forgot. Yeah, a lot of things have happened. For the subject for this stream will be a couple of things. Probably the first bit is going to be about what moving and freaking starting at a top tier job from only crap jobs is like. And then we're planning to talk a lot about recruiting, what recruitments are like, practices to do, practices not to do, how to tell when a recruiter is being an asshole, and when to be an asshole back. Never, but kind of always, all the time. Yeah, I'm the bitch here. Just really quick, want to get the audio working. Humans talk. I legitimately can't tell if it works. Hold on. Pause the music. Say something. It's not. They can't hear you. Hold on. Why can't? Hold on. What the fuck is that? Voice and video.
Oh man, yeah, they can't hear shit.
Wait,
there we go.
Is it? I haven't checked. Wait, do I have
right.
like two windows of Chrome open?
I think it's working now. Now they can hear you.
Hello.
There we go. Sweet. My
Audible.
headphones are great. I got new headphones, but they have like, for some reason it has two outputs. One's for voice, one's for games. It's supposed to be neat. It's just annoying. HyperX, I love your headsets, but stop trying to be fancy. It kind of sucks.
Hey, so now that you fucked up that intro, you want to do it again?
They could hear me. They just couldn't hear you.
No shit.
So I think I count this as a total success.
Oh.
I'll wait till I detail that.
I guess we don't matter. Hey, Polygone, I guess we can go get fucked.
Oh shit! We got
Oh.
Fingerman on the video right now. He's really
Yeah, we got.
Thor is loud.
he's painting.
Thor has a new mic. Thor's mic is very sensitive.
I should turn Thor
Thor
down.
himself is very sensitive.
Thor's a
There we
little bitch.
Thor is a little bitch.
Yeah, a
Oh
little bit.
god, Fingerman, what the hell?
Yeah. I got that.
I leave you alone for like a day.
That was your first mistake.
Jesus, man.
All right, topics. What are we at?
Probably just starting off with what moving is like. Well, it's not really about moving, it's just how drastic a difference it is. I've only ever had standard kind of crappy indie jobs. Again, Rob and that job with me and Connor will be an episode one day, but I've only had toxic kind of crappy jobs, and starting at a AAA studio, let alone one that's kind of as a user-friendly, employee-friendly, not assholes, as Blizzard is a freaking jump and a half.
What do you mean jumping off?
Cause it's
You guys
just
have a lot of like Zoom parties.
a lot
You
of
guys have
Slack calls.
cosplay on Zoom?
Bold of you to assume. No, but it's nice to be able to message, if I need to. It's nice to be able to message any, lead or whatever that is pertinent to what I need to know and not expect to be yelled at, which is always a plus.
Where have you been working before? Jesus. I've worked at a lot of places. I don't get yelled at for asking questions.
Yeah, we got yelled at for asking.
We got yelled at for asking questions, and then I
or
worked for a project,
providing proof.
or for providing evidence or proof to back up our claims.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you guys just worked for a shitty place. Jesus.
Oh, I'm not saying I didn't, but I'm just saying it was quite the jump. It's quite the culture shift.
Yeah.
Well, it might be a bit loud. Yeah, it was. It's been great though. Love all my new bosses, all the leads. Lead Matt, freaking adore that guy. He's. If we don't have scheduled meetings, we'll end up getting into a call and we won't leave for like 2.5 hours because we're just fucking talking, and then we're like, oh, crap, shit, and then we have to pull off. But
It must be nice liking your coworkers.
that sounds like a
hate
story.
everybody I work with.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that you should just sit in a call with your coworkers all day?
I think there's a time for that.
Leave me alone.
And I think
don't want to
that's
see
all the
anybody.
time.
I think there's a time when being in a call with your teammates is good. It depends on what you're doing.
Send me an email with what you need me to do and I'll do it. But leave me alone.
No. I mean the issue with that is really I think we had a conversation of working at home versus working in the office, and
We did.
yeah, it's the whole like it takes like an hour or more to get a response from somebody sometimes when you could just literally walk up to them and be like, opinion question mark, and then give you like a 5-second like little critique, and you could just leave and that's it. But
Yeah. And even as much as I love my coworkers now, and as much fun we talk, I still don't, I can't do that. I message them like once every hour with a big question, but if I have a small question, instead of bothering for human interaction, I just figure it out.
it sucks though.
It does.
Honestly, from the problem solver point of view, it's amazing working from home because people they don't expect immediate results. So I can just look shit up. If something is broken, I can figure out why it's broken. I don't have to say, "Oh yeah, that's weird. Give me a minute." I can just look it up and tell them how to do it.
Are you not able to like Google if you're working like in a place or something?
I can Google it, but then they're gonna be watching me Google why their problem is happening.
That teaches them to use Google and not waste your time. Well, if they're
Yeah.
smart.
His whole job is searching on Google, so
Yeah.
Oof.
Listen, my job is literally to fix artists' broken shit.
Sounds like a really shitty
and
job.
he doesn't know how to do it, so he Googles it.
Yeah, I suck at my job.
What's your art station again?
I think you have it, but like I said, I was never an accomplished 3D modeler, but
Neither am I.
I excel at being an asshole, and that's how I
You
got a job.
you
as a
excel
technical
at Google.
director. Yeah. It
No,
may
that's the
be
wrong
the
company.
secret to
It's
being a
called Google
technical
Sheets.
director.
Yes. Yes.
The secret to programming be like it is time to Google.
Yeah, the
Time
secret
to
to
Google.
programming is you reuse
Don't.
everything.
You look on Stack Overflow.
Exactly.
And scream,
Programming is just having Stack Overflow as your most visited site.
and then screaming.
And then getting upset when something vaguely doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Hey, you guys are the dumb ones for not doing what I did.
Okay, you know what? Shut it.
Okay, so moving.
I didn't come here to be called out. Who am I kidding? Yes, I did. Yeah. Don't use movers. Slight tangent. Don't use movers.
Use movers.
No. Monitor them, because they will overpackage the shit out of things that don't matter. For instance, I had, what was it? what was it? A single curtain rod. Not a curtain rod, the curtain rod hanger, the little thing that bolts into the wall. A single one of those was wrapped in like 50 layers of moving paper and completely duct tape. But my
That's
collectible
awesome.
pop figure wasn't, and the package was so destroyed that I just got rid of the package, even though I'm the kind of person who likes to keep packages.
I see, but that's why you should just pack your stuff yourself and then have them move it.
Yeah,
for
but
you.
then they can't insure it. And it's like, okay.
If they don't pack it.
We're pretty sure we got someone else's stuff as well.
Ooh,
Jesus
shit,
said
free
they
stuff.
didn't,
Bonus.
Yeah, it was some kind of like, it's a fold out wooden, like it's the fold out part of what you think of the little fold out wooden table.
Mhm.
We don't know anything like it, but now it's sitting behind me. We don't know what it was from. We don't know what we're going to use it for, but it definitely wasn't ours, and we haven't found anything from our stuff missing yet. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
comforting. Jesus.
So movers.
Mover's bad.
Movers bad.
Mover's bad. Yeah, the subject doesn't have much to talk about. It's just, I moved. I live in a place that's way too fancy for me. Like,
So
it has
what's the next?
underpound.
They paid him to get moved though. He didn't pay for shit.
Not true.
Well, he paid for his big violin.
Big violin.
I'm,
Yeah, that's he like took it up and scaled it by 10 on the XYZ.
uh-huh.
Hmm.
Totally.
So it's just.
I
a
did
regular
actually have to
violin.
freaking make the crate for that shit myself, which was really stupid. For instance, so the big violin, it's a contra bass. You can look it up. You've seen it before. Typically, when you think about it, you only see jazz players playing it, even though they're in every single orchestra ever made. And the mover said in order to insure it, they would need to crate it. I'm like, okay, that's fair. And they gave me a company that they would use to make the crate. And so I got in contact with them after enough issues alone on that. And I waited forever. And then like a month before I was supposed to move, they finally came back to me with the quote. They were expecting $2,000 to move it. Just to make a crate for it. The base itself costs $3,000. They wanted
Oh, man.
$2,000 to move a $3,000 object. As much as I love my base, I would just sell it and then buy a new one when I got here.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. This is just a big violin.
Well, I mean, fuck you, but yeah, essentially, that's in your mind. If you want to think, it's a violin that's taller than a person. That's how
Yeah.
you play
It's
it.
a vertical violin.
What if,
Somebody
what if you refer to it as the big violin, but in fact the big violin is just it is a different instrument, but it's just referred to as the big violin. And then,
Looks
yeah.
like
True.
Lumi needs to go to the big violin store.
so what's the next kind of thing we have on the plate to talk about?
Recruiters.
Oh yeah, recruiters. Oh
What
yeah.
about them?
They suck. Well,
Well,
sometimes.
can't.
recruiters from the company or recruiters from recruiting agencies? 'Cause
I think
those
that's
are
a
big
very
difference.
it's a very big distinction. We should probably start off with that.
Especially with like the jobs we do, like for coding and stuff. I feel like people can kind of like read the description and kind of know what's going on, and they can ask people questions. But anytime I get a recruiter that isn't from the company hiring, it's always just like they message me and they're like, "Hey, I see you did 3D modeling on one thing." They're like, "Would you be interested in modeling like environments for the next Endgame movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I've never done that." And they're like, "No, it's okay. We have the interview for you." And I get on the interview. I was like, "Okay, I got the interview, so let's go." And like the first question they'll ask me is like, "How many movies have you worked on?" And I'm like, "None." And then they're like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
So
I'm not-
it's a miscommunication between
Yeah.
or misunderstanding.
I went from a very highly in demand kind of position, and I started looking for another one. And I got about 30 recruiter messages. About 5 of them were actual recruiters from the company. The rest of them were all people just like, hey, they need a technical director in New York, and it's fully remote. And by the way, it's in Unity, a program I don't really use.
I think most of those kind, at least from my experience, I don't get that many emails, and typically when I get an email, it's from the company. If you get in like a thing like that from LinkedIn, it's never going to be from the company. That's my experience.
Oh, for some reason I get a lot of messages on LinkedIn. It's mostly my emails that are the people that are just recruiting agencies.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little odd.
I've had easily 20, 30, 40 attempts to recruit on LinkedIn, and all of them were through recruiting agency, not one from the company. And I can tell just because the job description. I'm an environment artist. No, I can't sculpt your humanoids. I can't animate. I'm not a freaking programmer. I've gotten a couple programmer jobs. I don't get that one at all.
Yeah, like I have messages from like Third Floor, Blizzard, Happy Mushroom, Sony Santa Monica, all through fucking LinkedIn.
Here,
Nice.
Weird.
Can you send me? I want to study your LinkedIn. I'm gonna copy it that way. Stop getting these fucking requests.
I don't. Yeah, I can, but it's super weird. But I started going through, and I have a lot of recruiting messages that are just blindly sent out to anybody that has the right kind of keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is standard par for the course, almost exactly what I get most of the time. It's 12-month plus contract, I basic 3D modeling, 5+ years of experience, 3D software usage, VR experience plus, blueprinting a plus, proficiency in a list of programs that are very common in the industry, and it's just like, okay, that can fit half the people in the kind of industry. Now they're just sending those to everybody because you have the right keywords, and that's kind of how it works on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to use the right keywords. It doesn't work for me.
In reality, if you do get in contact with like an actual recruiter from a company, they're going to be a lot more direct, and they're going to be a lot less open with their questions because they need direct answers.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I'm scheduling a whole thing with this other company. It's back and forth, just how much you want, what can you do, you good for an interview in 3 days at this time. And it's just yes, 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 here's my salary, here's my hourly, and I'll talk to you then. So it is a little annoying because they also aren't only talking to you. They talk to a lot more people because they can't just say, all right, we need to hire a technical artist or we need to hire a 3D artist. And they don't go through the list and say, all right, the next one on the list is Polygone.
Hi.
They actually go, hi Polygone. They actually go and say, all right, message everybody that you have saved that's a 3D artist that we kind of vetted already. Send them the info, ask their information, and we're going to go through the whole list. And once they go through the list, they'll say, all right, this guy, get him an interview. Or these two people, get him an interview. Or even yet, if you've already worked for them, then they want you again, they'll just say, hey, can you start Monday?
Yeah.
So it is a thing you got to kind of deal with. And also, you got to know your worth. You can't just say all these kind of very open things. You need to be direct. You need to say, all right, I'm not going to be able to do anything below this level. Or you guys are asking too much for this kind of thing. You can't just say you can do everything because you're just gonna get shit canned.
There's that saying
direct.
like, I forget how it goes, but where you fake it till you make it. No.
That's not really easy in this industry.
No, in some industries, yeah, you can really get away with that. You can't get away with that here.
I have known people that have gotten hired for crazy shit, and they barely knew what they were doing. It's like people that are like, oh yeah, they worked cleaning up animations on one job, and then they were all of a sudden hired to be like a cleanup artist.
Mhm.
And they have to do 30 shots in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just fucking lost because they were hired because they had the ability to do the job, but
But
they
not
didn't
that
have
quick.
the experience. They didn't have the program experience or shit. They told him, hey, you're gonna be part of a team of 30, but instead it's a team of him.
Yep. And I think that's kind of stuff like that is another reason why art tests and stuff like that are getting even more common.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love art tests.
Yeah, I
Same.
actually brought up art test for the topic because you and me have a lot of experience taking art tests.
I have
you
one
take art tests.
experience.
I take tech tests. Mine are a little bit different.
Yeah, yours you can Google.
Yeah, I can Google everything unless it's one of those stupid ones where like, hey, we need somebody that can do basic blueprinting, and then they send me like, all right, can you write this in Python? I'm like, come on, guys, you asked me if I know what blueprinting. I'm not a Python expert. I'm not gonna be able to build you an app in Python.
Hey, so we'd like to make the next Facebook, but in Unreal Engine. So it's gonna have RTX enabled on the newest iPhone.
Yeah. Oh man. Also, you want to tell them? This is my kind of view on it, but when to get paid for an art test? That's a very different. That's a very.
Well, you only get paid if it's something they're using. If it's just like the art test that they send everybody to gauge, then you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So,
But if they say like, "Can you make this asset for us that we're going to use in our thing?" and you say, "Okay, you pay me for it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another thing you guys gotta kind of worry about is shitty companies, like a small company, are a lot more likely to just kind of use your shit without telling you.
Yeah, you have to watch out for that.
Like, if you're working for a big company, they in no way want to try to fuck with you because they have a lot more to lose.
Mm-hmm. And lawyers that tell them, don't fucking dare.
Yeah, don't fuck with these people, or don't fuck with your 3D artists, because it'll come back to haunt us. But like, for me, if I'm ever tasked with like, all right, here's this very basic test, it'll take like a day and a half, we just want to know you know the job, those are fine. But sometimes I'll get asked like, all right, we need you to build like a movement system in Unreal. The thing is, a movement system is not a very simple thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of wanting a finished product, so I kind of got to reach out and say like, hey, this isn't really an art test material, this is kind of like an actual assignment I would be doing for a job.
Yeah, that would be what you would get paid for.
Yeah.
Anything that's an assignment and not just a test. Lumoize, what kind of art tests have you had?
So I had one small art test for a small company I worked on. Essentially, it was just, hey, so I've taken two different types of art tests, because one I was doing what I do now, which was an art test for Blizzard, and one was for another company where I was doing modeling. So essentially they're like, hey, this is a piece of concept art we have from a while ago. Try making it to restability, focus on, they wanted me to focus on topology, texturing, and optimization. That was their big things.
Yeah.
And that was it. The one I took for Blizzard, which is pretty interesting, is because in Blizzard what I do is you can kind of think of it as scene assembly. I'm a level designer, so I don't model anything. Yeah. I plan the layouts, I get the models from the artists.
Sims.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh man, I remember you taking your art test.
I know.
I don't want to throw you under the bus, but
what?
You know,
Bus.
What do you mean?
A lot of help was given.
I mean, he does it all himself now. He's good.
Okay,
he just
I got
needs a little
advice.
push.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he
no.
just needs a little push.
Oh, that's right. No, I reached out to you because the test was bugged.
Yeah, no.
Thor, you were his Stack Overflow. Shut up.
Anyway, so
yeah, I remember getting
for that.
I remember
job.
getting a fucking DM from him at like 1 a.m. Like, holy shit, something's broken. Can you jump in a call? I'm like, what's wrong? And
anyway, so what the test was is they gave me an Unreal Engine package that had a prop set. They gave me some limitations, and they said, okay, in the style of, because I work on Diablo 4, in the style of Diablo 4, and it was using the top-down blueprint in Unreal, make us a level. Design it, take all the notes you want, do any sketches you want, just design the level from scratch, and we're just going to judge it based on, everything we look for in a level. which is a really cool one, especially given that what I do now typically isn't like what you consider a traditional job, but that's the kind of art test I did. But it was entirely, they revealed later, because I was like, these assets are clearly not Diablo 4 quality. They're not even Diablo 3 quality. It was just a content pack they bought on the marketplace and just slapped in it. They didn't even look at it. So when I sent my thing in and they started looking at some of the models I had to use, I'm like, wow, those are fucking shit. I feel bad for you. But it was actually a pretty fun art test.
Yeah,
And I didn't have to worry about anything.
I had an art test at Activision for a junior technical art job, and the assets they gave me to test were like from Black Ops 1.
Well, it's just because they're testing you. Like, tests don't really change too
Yeah.
much.
Well,
And they
whole
don't
thing
want
is-
you to have anything more recent.
Yeah,
I know-
like I've had three art tests. I had one for the third floor just to be pre-approved to kind of work there, and that was just kind of like they gave me descriptions of objects, and I had to model them really fast because they're a previs company, and I had to make them look genuinely like the object. Fuck topology, like fuck texturing, just like make it look like the object as fast as you can. I did that. I did a weight painting art test for a game called Dreamscaper.
I've heard of that
was-
game.
Yeah, so I did like rigging and weight painting for that game,
Nice.
and it was pretty easy. It was just weight painting. It was just tedious. And then the last art test I took was for Apple, which like scared the shit out of me because they sent me like one of their products, and they're like, okay, here's the product, and here's a picture of the product. Match it 1-to-1, and if you get close enough, we'll hire you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
No pressure.
no pressure. And it only, they didn't tell me how many lights there were. They didn't tell me how I could light it. They didn't tell me shit. They just sent me an image and the model, and they were like, have fun,
Do it,
write us a
nerd.
report. Yeah, I had to write a report about how I did it afterwards also,
Jesus.
about my process. So I had to use Maya, V-Ray. I lit it. I exported it to Nuke. I had to do all the passes in Nuke and then export the final image and send them my raw image, and then send them my Nuke image, and then send them my Maya file, my Nuke file. If I use Photoshop, I had to include that, and I had to write a report about it. And it took 18 different lights
Jesus Christ.
to light that thing. And
But I guess it was right.
Yeah, it was right.
Jesus.
They were very
Yeah,
impressed. They
yeah.
told me it would take me 7 days if I was like a senior level lighter, and it took me 8 hours. I dunked on them real hard.
And then you never got to even start work.
yeah. Oh, that's
Still in
another.
limbo on that one.
That's another shitty thing is when you get caught in limbo. Like I was offered a job, and then just very slowly told that the job was no longer offered. But they just ghosted. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. It's never fun.
That's another thing you gotta realize is you're not the only applicant. Sometimes they'll hire somebody and just not tell you.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of thing is getting getting an offer and getting far and everything, and then just nothing. Nowhere. You don't know what happened.
Yeah, I was set to start at the third floor, like next week, but then they said, "Yeah, project canceled. We'll give you the next one though."
Yeah, that's happened to me twice.
God.
Yeah.
Project
They're like, "When are you
cancellations. That's
available?"
always the ones that hurt.
Well, I mean, I do fucking virtual production, so like I guess they're kind of dealing with a lot of people that want to use virtual production, but then they don't want to go through the cost of having people that are specialized in it.
Oh. Yeah, because
Which
that's
sucks.
definitely a specialist job.
Yeah, and also given the fact that I'm one of the few like people that are currently out and looking for TD work nowadays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone else has
I
already
just got-
found a high position with some company.
Yeah, I mean, I was working on a part-time thing for fucking some company, and I don't even know if I can talk about what I was working on, but it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely be letting you guys know what I had to sit through the second I can, because it's.
Are you still under NDA or something, or?
Yeah, I'm still NDA. It was for the mouse.
Mm.
So. Oh yeah, that's another whole thing is so I worked for. It's not a big deal to tell you who I worked for, but I worked for a company that was hired by Disney, and we would constantly get like inspirational, like, hey, we need you guys to work an extra like 2 hours tonight to kind of bust through this shot, and it was like, okay, everybody, you're pre-approved for all the overtime you need to get this shot done. Every single time I would start posting like pictures of like Mickey Mouse and saying, do it for him.
You know if this ever got saw by anyone or no?
Yeah, no, they got seen by everybody in the company, but I didn't get in trouble. I think. I mean, they let me go. They let me go, but it was the end of the contract, so. They could have. I could have just shot myself in the foot for a longer term thing, but I kind of turned into an asshole after it turned out to be a lot more of a headache than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but do it for him.
Do it for him.
Lots of pictures of Mickey, lots of pictures of Donald. A lot of singing the Disney theme song in Zoom chats.
Oh, why?
See, now this just sounds fucking cringy, my guy.
Oh.
Well, listen, they made it cringy by trying to inspire us.
No, I would have just said, I need to leave. I need to use the restroom, and I would have left every single time.
Yeah. Well, there was also a lot of me just sitting in Zoom calls with one other person and not saying a thing because I wasn't allowed to talk.
Oof.
That one was that was a fun one right there.
Yeah, not being in city mandatory meetings that are common that you can't interact with. I just nah. That's a good thing about working from home. We have some meetings that are like reviews and stuff like that, and you can't really say anything because it's team wide. So I listen, but you know I'm just sitting back, I'm eating on my phone or something. So it's not like you're at a board where you actually have to fucking sit there. At the very beginning, like I would make a conscious effort to look presentable for meetings. Towards the end, I just didn't even have my camera on and nobody said a thing. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'd be sitting there staring at another screen, working while there's a camera not on looking at me.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think there's been a single meeting where it's been mandatory to have my camera on. You can if you want to, but you don't have there's no reason to.
They probably don't want to look at each other.
Yeah, a bunch of unwashed Blizzard devs all sitting there.
Ooh, sweaty. The fucking webcam is probably fogging up.
My feels.
It doesn't help that I live and work in the same room, so.
Me too.
That's the good thing is I don't. I have a bedroom and an office, which is something I think is very valuable.
Yeah, you're living in company housing though. I have to pay for all my
really.
housing.
I pay for this.
Don't they give you some support?
I mean, I get off of my internet, and I didn't have to make a security deposit, but I'm still renting this place. It isn't like owned by Blizzard or anything. A lot of Blizzard employees live here because it's really close, but like, by no means is it Blizzard company housing.
I don't know.
What the fuck you mean I don't know?
If more people live there who work in Blizzard than anywhere else, that kind of seems like Blizzard housing.
Most people who work for Blizzard get houses, but a lot of people who are new.
I doubt that. I doubt that. Most
so did I until I started
houses?
talking with people. Like literally, I was talking with a security. I was an intern with him at the time. He also got fired full time, a security guy. he moved down here and started renting a house. Start right off the bat.
Damn.
And apparently that's actually very common if you don't want to.
Lumoize, are we getting a gamer house next year? Is that what's going on?
Yo, Lumoize,
No.
I mean, if you wanna rent a house,
Yeah,
I'm
gamer
down.
house.
gamer house. I'll be
Me,
sweaty.
you, Thor, Fingerman, Quigs.
Yeah, we'll
It
get
would
Fingerman
make the
down
podcast better. Oh,
here. Yo, man, if we could get Fingerman to live with us, that'd be amazing.
Those all through different microphones, but in the same room, so you could just like hear an echo.
if we were to get a place to do a podcast, we would not be using different microphones. Fuck that. We'd be using 4 microphone powered
that's the
by a
joke.
by a board that I could control.
No, that's the joke though. It's like everybody has different microphones on like a different setup, but then it's just like it's all one like thing and it sounds funny.
That would bother me so much. It still bothers me that your mic is shit. I will send you a better microphone one of these days, just because it annoys me.
I think I have a better microphone with him literally on my floor right now.
You probably do. You have so much nice shit in that.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second and plug it in. You tell me if it's better.
Oh my god, it's gonna be better.
On the fly. On the fly.
It's gonna be better, and I'm making
about
friends at it.
Okay. Mute.
And like a second later, it's funny mic discussion. Okay.
Fingerman, if you moved in with us,
Test 1 2.
it's
That's-
shittier.
That's
Does
shitty.
this
That's
sound better?
No.
This doesn't sound better.
it sounds
about
better.
the same.
It's just not as loud. It's not like
It's muffled, but I also can't hear the
Can you hear me
living
now?
room.
Is this any better?
That-
Oh god.
So gainy. Ugh.
Hello?
Sounds like
I think-
this.
I'm a gamer.
You're a gainer.
You wanna start screaming?
I'm
in
a
your
gamer.
Xbox mic?
Oh my god.
Scream into your Xbox
Okay, I'm gonna
mic.
plug back in the old mic.
Please.
This one. One mic.
Christ.
Podcast.
Podcast.
Podcasts.
Podcast mic. Podcast
Oh yeah.
mic.
If you guys have any questions, shoot them this way because we can answer.
Yeah, send to on the Twitch.
Or message Lumoize, text Lumoize, sex
Apparently,
Lumoize.
Lumoize's mom's phone.
I don't appreciate this.
Well, no, because you called me from your mom's phone.
What?
It said your mom's name. The
It
caller
did?
ID was your mom's name.
Okay, so this happened before. It's because we have obviously we rented out the line, but
Yeah.
because her name's on the bill.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, I didn't pick up because I was like, who the fuck? I was like, it sounds like Brendon, but like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, honestly.
Fucking hell.
All right, back to frickin' the original subject because that does exist. Christ. The issue is I had a lot of good segue points during the frickin' conversation, then it just went off the side.
Don't do
Well,
it.
yeah,
for
you
the
let us-
noise.
What?
You let us. Oh god. You let us off the hook and let us say whatever we want. We're gonna say whatever we want.
I know, but scripting this would be so dumb. That's not a scripted
Well, listen,
podcast.
you're the one in charge here. We say what you say.
No, you don't. You defy me every fucking chance you get.
Well, listen, that's because that's because you deserve it.
Oh, okay.
No. What's the next topic that you would like to talk about? Let's segue.
Come on.
Well,
give us
the
a
main
segue.
topic we had was still about recruiters. Christ.
I think recruiters are naive a lot of the time. It's not like their fault.
For some reason.
I just think
Yeah.
they're naive.
A lot of recruiters don't know what the technical requests are for the job, so they just kind of put it out there, and they have to find people that somehow match and fit the puzzle piece.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, they have to go through the hundreds of applicants they get for their job if it's a big company, or they have to go through the dozens of people that they already have saved in their company system. And even then, it's still not an easy job because you're not going to find the person that perfectly fits their requested job. because either A, they're filling in for a job that somebody took that was already kind of trained up for that position, or they're looking for the unicorn, but they're never gonna really get to find the unicorn.
What is the unicorn?
They can do exactly what the job description asks.
Mhm.
They have the exact qualifications that are needed. So, like, if I make a job posting saying, all right, I want somebody with 5 years experience, 3 of them in Unreal programming, 2 of them in Maya building, and a background in previs, and then everybody applies, you're gonna have a bunch of people that have a mix of experiences. They vaguely fit the description. The unicorn is that one dude who fits it to a T, has the exact same, basically, his resume is basically a copy and paste of the job description.
It's very
And then you
rare.
gotta reach out to them. But it's also a thing where you can find the unicorn, but the unicorn might want to get paid a lot.
Or the unicorn might be an asshole.
Unicorn might be an asshole, and I'm an asshole.
Oh,
So
good thing you're never the unicorn.
Yeah, except you're
Yeah, I'm never the unicorn.
you're also a workable
yeah.
asshole. You might be an asshole, but people can work with you.
Yeah, they can work with me because I'm a cheap little one.
Oh boy.
Another one is I guess we could talk about like applying for jobs too, because that's a whole thing too.
God, that could be freaking its own episode with just everything about that. I mean, the rule of thumb for applying with jobs is, well, you never want to lie on your resume. Shoot for the stars.
Yeah,
Like,
embellish.
seriously.
You can embellish. That's fine. Like, you could have worked. You could have done a game jam, and you can count that towards your experience in 3D modeling. That's cool.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I still have 3 of my game jams on my freaking resume.
Made a froggy backpack. UVs were mirrored. Do not recommend.
But then
What?
you also can't just straight up say like, "Oh, I worked for Blizzard for 3 years."
If you
You
did
can't just like
to specify.
if you did, yeah, you can't just lie because
No.
that's gonna be easy to figure out. And even then, once you start talking to them, they're gonna quickly realize that you don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Like I said, I've worked with people that they somehow got a job where they were not qualified at all.
Uh-huh.
But like applying for a job, definitely shoot for the stars. Like
Mhm.
it's their job to go through every applicant, and if you don't fit it perfectly, you just got to get like your name and everything out there.
Yeah.
So
Like-
apply for the job at Blizzard because
And I think that's a good example is don't listen to what people say who aren't the people who are going to recruit you. Because while they meant well, example for me, as I was at BlizzCon 2019, when they could still do it, obviously there was no pandemic, and I did their portfolio review, and I was like, hey, I want to apply to be an intern. At the time, I had just started college, and the portfolio reviewer looked at my thing and said, keep working on improving, try to specify what you want to do, but we like almost basically have never hired a single freshman as an intern. There's like no chance you'll get it. I said fuck that and did anyway, and it worked out. It's even if you feel like you have absolutely no qualifications to do it, do it anyway. The worst that's gonna happen is they're gonna turn you down. They're not gonna put you on a list of people they hate. Like, that's not a fucking thing. They only have a
Yeah,
list
there's
of people to hire again.
yeah, it's you got to go through with it. You got to take your lumps. Your lumps are rejection emails or getting ghosted. I mean,
That's the worst that can happen.
yeah. I mean, even then, you could find a job basically doing anything anywhere. And even hell, some jobs they'll train you up. They don't really care. They just want to see potential.
That's another big thing, yeah.
Like Lumoize, he sucks at 3D art,
Mhm.
but he has a pretty good eye for design. And you know what? They're making him a better modeler, I think.
Yeah, like I put myself out for modeling, but yeah, kind of fucking sucked. But they think I had to go to Dyer for design, and according to my leads and my employees, I'm getting really freaking good with
Big Sims
how
guy,
design
big
works.
Sims guy. Big Sims guy. I wonder if a prerequisite for your job could be like played Sims a lot.
I hate you.
It's not a bad thing, like, but
No,
actually,
like, legitimately,
it's very similar.
I could say like, yeah, if you like, actually seriously, if you enjoy those kind of things, playing Sims, a really good, if you want to get into something that's really similar to my job that has actually kind of similar tools, Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo have ridiculously like good terrain sculpting, prop placing, and design things and lighting. Like, there's some really freaking cool stuff you can do at Planet Coaster. If you're good at that kind of stuff, that's basically what I do. I mean, it's a lot more paperwork. There's a lot of talking to quest designers, a lot of talking to dungeon designers, a lot with writing. You know,
Yeah,
to make
so
sure it
like,
makes sense.
don't be completely socially like.
Oh,
inept.
you will be talking to a
So-
lot of people. That's another just thing about this. Any one of these jobs is no matter how much you don't want to, you'll be talking with a lot of people.
Make sure to do your
So-
vocal warm ups in the morning.
So Polygon, you made a joke about playing Sims.
Yeah.
And that makes progress. I have actually been rejected for jobs. I wasn't a fan of the projects.
Okay.
And I also didn't play the games that they've developed.
I mean, I've never kind of even applied for something that I don't at least like
So-
some part of it.
I have two jobs that that this happened to. One of them I can
Okay.
tell who it was for. I applied for a job at Riot, and I got an interview, and they asked me how long I've been playing League. I said I have never played League in my life, and they very quickly, like, I was nailing the interview. Like, every question, I had a great response.
You could have literally said like, you know, I played it back in the day, but I've just been so busy with work, and they would have just not asked you about it.
No, I did say that. I didn't say straight up like I've never played this game before in my life. I said
Well, that's what you said.
I know, but I embellished. I embellished. I didn't lie. I embellished. But I said, oh yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't done anything recent, but I am pretty familiar with the game itself. And they just like, after that, it was like, get him out of here. We don't need him here.
That's interesting.
Well, I did ask later on to people I did know, and they're very much like, you play the game to work on the game. So like they almost have like spaces set up for you to go and play League of Legends.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it's in like the it's over by. They have like a whole section with N64s and GameCubes, and then they have like a whole room of just computers for League. They also have a section where on like Mondays and Fridays you can have a person in the office that's like Diamond Plus or Challenger. They'll come in and like coach you.
Yikes.
And on Fridays there's a falconer that will just sit in the pavilion and fly a falcon around.
What?
Yeah. And
That's-
Wednesdays is board game night.
That's kind of fucking cool.
I was almost invited to the Blizzard D&D session, but not the main one. I know you guys have like a main one, but this was like a secondary one.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, I was almost invited to one of those, but I just like I could not just go through with driving an hour and a half down to Irvine to sit and like be a guest on a D&D game.
Yeah, that's fair. that's
But
fair.
the other company they're really well known for a animated series,
Okay.
and they are one of the earliest animated series. And I applied, and they gave me an interview like right away. Like they were desperately hiring somebody with my skill set.
No, really.
And they asked me all these like questions about the series, and I had seen the series early on, but nothing recent. But they were just like hammering me questions about like my favorite like plot point, my favorite like characters, and I was bombing the interview because I like didn't follow up with their whole thing.
That's weird. When I did my interview with Blizzard, I'm trying to remember. I was so fucking nervous that the memory just went. I remember the one question they asked that did involve some knowledge of the EPs was, what was my favorite WoW expansion and for what reason? And I didn't really play WoW, but I knew what my favorite expansion was. It was whichever one was Lich King, because I really freaking liked how it looked. Oh no, it wasn't an expansion. It was literally that. It was which expansion did you like? Like, which expansion had the best world or terrain in your opinion? Something like that.
Mr. Pandaria, I was about to say that.
Yeah, I
mean,
think literally
worst
my thing
expansion,
was.
but best.
I
It
think
was awesome.
I'm pretty sure my exact answer was something like, Mista Pandaria is the prettiest, but I think that's cheating and boring. So, and then said the Lich King.
Yeah, I
expansion.
mean, Mist definitely looks the best, and it has the most work put into it. But it's also because like it's later on, and they could like add more assets and add higher res assets. And
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
when it was also, in comparison to other ones, looked so much better because it was the
big.
first one they did with the new engine upgrades.
yeah, so
That was
but
fucking awesome.
maybe that was
Yeah.
just to see if you were competent enough to even notice.
Yeah,
But Mist is by far the best looking one. I
I
mean,
know.
I haven't played since Mist, but
Yeah, me either. I stopped
I don't
playing
play.
a while ago.
yeah,
Yeah, so I guess to segue from that, it's good to get an idea of who you're applying for.
Yeah.
Like they sometimes they care, and other times they don't. Like when I worked at CBS, they asked me if I'd seen any of the shows they worked on. I said, not recently, but some of the older shows I'm a pretty big fan of. And they were just like, yeah, that's what we're trying to rectify. We're trying to get up there and get moving again. They're like, okay, yeah, this guy, not in our target demographic because they make mostly soap operas, but
Mhm.
you know, we can get him in and he'll put some work in.
That's so interesting, though. I always thought it didn't really matter, but I guess it does to some companies.
To some, yeah. To others, it's probably just like a question they ask. It's like a bonus question of like, oh, this guy actually enjoys what we do.
What? But I do think that's a good thing in general. Like, don't just
Mhm.
apply without knowing a single thing the company has done as well.
yeah. So Lumoize, we got what 2 months until you ask for a raise?
Ha.
What do you mean, huh?
I don't
You'd be
know.
working there for 6 months. You want to get it after 6 months. Get a performance review. Just ask because you'll. Yeah, I mean, have you been taking on any more tasks than your first 2 weeks there? Basically.
You gotta keep in mind, I have 3 tasks
Yeah.
that will take me the entire rest of development to finish.
Well, what I'm saying is like, are you creating more value than you did the first like month of working, not just training?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you are more valuable to them. So
Uh-huh.
you should ask for a performance review at 6 months. And you should ask them like, how's my performance? If they say like, it's going great. Like we love everything you're doing. Obviously they've done this a lot of times, so you're going to have to do a little bit of practice. But basically, if you've been working there for 6 months, you should get some sort of raise, or you can ask for like a few more days off, or something like that.
So
Lumoize is like, I don't want to ask them. They're so nice to me.
No. I love
Yours-
everyone I work with. It doesn't still mean I'm still not mildly terrified of my manager.
well, here's the thing. Lumoize can do that because he's a full-time employee. A lot of people can't do that because they're contractors.
Yep. Yeah, if you're a contractor, there's no chance in
contractor-
hell. You get what you signed for. That's
Well,
it.
yeah, but you can. I mean, if your contract ends, you can always renegotiate your new contract.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You said, like-
that's
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a difference between a full-time and a salary thing. Is full-time, you very much just, or a contract and a full-time thing is like you very much need to be thinking heavily about the whole kind of project when you're negotiating for their salary.
Yeah.
Like, you can shoot for the moon on a contract and they'll give you a realistic like response.
You can even add a temporary thing into it. If you say like, hey, contract's this long, and they're like, well, right now we can only offer you 35, and you go, okay, well, the contract's a year long. I'd like to get a performance review or like just a review halfway through and see where we're at and see if we can't like work on something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do that, you can have the conversation. But if you sign a contract for a certain amount of time, you can't really kind of.
You got to get everything in beforehand.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you start throwing out numbers, you can't say like $100 an hour, because then they're gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Actually, do some research.
Yeah.
Like, realize how well your position pays, and shoot from the stars from there. You're not gonna be like, okay, first time doing a contract, I'm a junior developer, I want $50 an hour. You got to work up to that.
Yeah.
We're about it. We're almost at an hour.
We're almost, well, technically, we're actually over an hour. But that's with the 3 minutes of start leeway. So.
Yeah.
Does anybody, Fingerman, you have any questions? I asked people if they had questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people aren't here.
People
Well, at least
are
people aren't active, and that's
There's
completely
8
fine.
people here.
Yeah, no, people are always, I think that's another thing is we ask for questions, but we're
I
not.
think maybe it could also be that it's a weekday, not a weekend. So it's
Yeah.
like-
Yeah. So,
Oh, this guy's
Feed,
enjoying it,
do you
talking.
have any specific questions for us? We are
Let me this question.
open to answering them. Lumoize, you've ignored people?
I mean, I got spammed by someone on Discord, but I'm not paying attention. Oh.
Well,
Give me a
I
second.
did tell them to ask you directly.
Don't tell them to mess around. Always ask in the Twitch chat.
No, it's
Well, I also
Kyle.
did tell them. I also did tell them to sext to Lumoize. So
It's Kyle who sent me something. He wanted your opinion on something. What's my fucking?
oh, this
login?
guy.
There we go.
This guy. He got an internship right now, and he's wondering what should he expect, or should be doing to improve themselves. It starts
Well,
in May.
So it starts in May. Okay, that's a good question. So you
Good
have about a
time.
month of leeway, and he already has it. So I can tell you what I was doing when I was, and this is mainly from my point of view as applying to a bigger company. If it's not a bigger company, say so as soon as you can. That way I can change what I'm talking about. But since it was for a bigger company and I had plenty of time leeway, I did research and looked up everything I could about what my position did in Blizzard. There was a couple of panels from older BlizzCon about what level designers do. Not all the information was accurate because they were using very old methods, doing stuff in Maya instead of in Engine. But did that just know what at least they used to do, and if it's more recent, then dope. Like, if you can get any kind of video of what they do or more information on what they do, learn the shit, like study that, because if you can go into the job already knowing that much, then that gives you that much more time to not worry about onboarding. Because as soon as you can get past the onboarding internship, it gets so much better, because suddenly you're not learning how to work with them as a team, or you're not learning the software, you're learning how to work them as a team and making team bonds and getting to know them and learning tricks from them, not just learning the software, learning tricks from them, tips from them. That's the stuff that's valuable, and it's also the things that makes you valuable to them.
And those are the things that make it so you do a performance review and get a raise at 6 months. Lumoize.
Just don't at me.
The biggest at.
Stop.
No, I mean, it's true. If you're going in there at 35, like, ask for 36. Like, just like be like, can I get an extra $1 an hour? Like 50 cents an hour over the course of a year is $1,000. So if you ask for $1 raise, it's $2,000 a year raised.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
It's not for companies big as Blizzard. They're like $2, $2,000 a year. What do we shit that like it's every second. Like, okay, what? Okay. They'll fight you on
Yeah.
it, but like they can do it. Don't let them fucking try to. Oh, that's a lot of money. I don't know if we have the budget for it. Fuck them.
Yeah. If they try to lowball you that hard, just fuck them.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing with working at companies for a really long time is they try to keep your pay as low as possible because if you go to a company and you start at like 27, it would be so hard to like work your way up to like 60.
Yeah.
So like you have to do things where you work at a company for a few years and then you hop to another one. Like like after 2 years, you start looking for offers and you don't take an offer unless it's like 15% more than what you're making at least.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can kind of hop that way and move up that direction, you know.
Yeah, like I guess I can use myself for an example because I don't really care if you guys know how much I make. But it's I've gone from, this is all during technical positions, so it's a little bit different than a 3D art. But I went from making $2 over minimum wage to $20 an hour to 26 to 40 to 45 to 47.
I can see where I can
Yeah.
I can audibly hear the jump from worker to lead.
Yeah, and then my latest one is 50 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
So-
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And so it's very much a, shoot for the stars, but keep it realistic.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably not going to be asking for $100 an hour ever, unless it's like some crazy backwards kind of thing. But
mhm.
I think I'm pretty much towards the end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
Unless
I mean,
start
like,
doing some crazier shit.
no, you're a coder. Coders can get up to like 200 grand at like a higher level.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a coder though. I'm a technical director.
Well, if you become like technical supervisor, like
Yeah,
could-
that's
you
a
could
couple
get, like-
years, but yeah.
yeah, but you're not. You can get to like 150, 200, like as you can get there.
Mhm.
I'm
And then
also
I'm-
only 23.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hop back
fuck
to
you.
what he said. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, how about what he said? So for 3D weapon art, another thing I would do for you, because you're actually doing the 3D. I assume you probably already have done this, and if you have, obviously just keep doing it. But if you're working with a specific company, find the weapons that they make that either you think is cool or better that looked difficult to make, and make them yourself.
Don't make their exact weapon unless you can make it visibly better.
Yes, well, that's true. But
Make
especially
like
if it's-
if you find like if you want to work at like 343 for Halo, find something that looks like a Halo gun. Where if you showed like somebody who isn't like a fucking sweaty for Halo, and you show them the gun, they go, "Oh, is that a Halo weapon?" Model
There you
that
go.
one, but don't model the one directly from the game unless you can like up-res it and like make it way better than what they've done.
Well, I'm saying there's two instances. Like that instance is, from what I can tell, Connor, is that if you want to show them that. I'm saying that,
Okay.
and that is a good example, but and that is a good thing. Like especially a really cool scenario is if it's a company that has a lot of concept artists and they maybe have concepts they've released that aren't released yet.
That too.
Would be good, and then you could show them that. But also, if it's things for not that have been released, but are obviously released and not made them, still try to make it. You don't have to really show them, but that'll also help you learn some immediate tricks or something, or get used to what they actually end up looking like. I thought I have Discord pings off. How did that make a noise? That's weird.
So, to go off of that, I actually have a story about 343 where they were about to hire me. They were gonna pay me to move up there and start working for them as a junior tech artist. Then they ghosted me.
Ouch.
So fuck 343. I can say that. And also, I literally just got a message on LinkedIn from a recruiter at a recruiting company that is very much the wrong person to be asking for this kind of position.
Mhm.
They're looking for somebody with extensive Houdini experience. Now, I have never used Houdini in my life.
That's why you're still sane.
And also, this is in Unity, and this is for music.
Guessing you
And-
said no.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I
No.
don't really have any experience of what you're asking, I'm gonna have to reject this. I'm sorry about that. Let me know if you have anything more fitting for my role. And that's it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fingerman, give us a lowdown on this picture. What's going on?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, dude.
Switch to
Like
that.
he looks like Dali, but if Dali was like born. In
No,
the
I do like the green eggs. I like the Dr. Seuss throwback. I like
Yeah.
the definitely not a nut sack. I definitely like the
It's a nice fish.
Yeah, it's got the fishy puzzle piece on it,
Uh-huh.
and then yeah, got this.
Fingerman. Hey, Fingerman, if I pay you, will you put that on canvas for me?
I have no clue how that works.
will you send him the high res photo basically?
This isn't 4K, so I think it's like kind of high resolution.
Mm-hmm.
If you can. Oh, he's sharing his screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
Uh,
why settings are weird.
But yeah, if you can somehow figure out a way to get me a physical copy of that, I will pay you, like whatever it costs. I want that.
Ooh, Fingerman, make it an NFT. There you go. Sell the Thor.
Oh, NFTs, I hate them. Oh,
Is that?
They're
Oh
fine.
God, are
They're
we gonna
fine.
have?
They're fine. Don't be boomers. They're fine.
We're gonna
No,
have
I
to
hate it.
different.
No, we
They're-
are
I
gonna
hate
have to
it.
talk about that next time though, because that's actually a
Yeah.
very topical
I
thing.
fucking hate NFTs.
Yeah, just
Oh,
don't
God.
be no Thor. Don't be a boomer about them. They're just fucking fine.
It's
We can
so
agree that
stupid.
they're stupid.
Taco Bell
But-
NFTs.
That's okay.
Okay.
Drop-
Are they stupid? Are they stupid? Yes, but like it's the same argument of like esports isn't.
Yes,
good.
we'll talk about this next time.
Stay tuned till
anyway.
the next time we decide when we're doing a podcast.
Thank you.
on-
No, we are.
or-
It's gonna be every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. If you
Every
can
Tuesday?
Every other Tuesday for now.
There we go.
Potentially every Tuesday eventually. But there's
Okay.
not that much to talk about in this 3D. world.
Eventually podcast in Lumoize's basement.
I don't have
Ooh.
a basement. I live on the
Yeah, he
fourth
does. You
floor.
have the garage. You have the garage.
What if
That's
he
public
does
space.
a funny thing?
Ooh, podcast in the
we-
empty Blizzard office.
Yeah,
Oh.
we kidnap Fingerman and we bring him down to California. and we
Anyway.
feed him crackers.
Thank you all so much for watching. Everyone showed up live. Thank you so much. Broly Bros,
portfolio
was
review
something to talk about? We,
Don't forget to send money to our PayPal.
We have a
Don't
PayPal?
forget.
we
I have a
PayPal?
PayPal. Shit.
I
Oh,
don't.
send money to Polygon.
Uh-huh. Alright.
It will all be put towards getting guests onto the podcast.
For real though, thank you everyone who showed up live for watching.
Cost
We'll plan to be
$1,000
doing
to
this
get Fingerman here
not
today.
next Tuesday, so not the 30th, but the 6th, 6 to 7 PST. I've actually remembered to record this podcast locally so that what happened last time won't happen, which really upset me. So this will be on YouTube in a couple of days, however long it takes me to edit. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Those who are live, thank you for showing up live. Those who are on YouTube, thank you for being here. Like and subscribe or whatever YouTubers say, and we will see you all
Like,
later.
Subscribe.
And bye.